Assalamualaikum and hello Miss Moon, I hope you're feeling well. My name is Mohamad at Termizi, and the main thing that I will be focusing on is why we have chosen the materials and the stories. One of the main ideas that we wanted to share and invoke in the storybook is the relatability to children. For instance, like in the book, we have chosen stories, fables, and poems that could be related to the childhood experience. There's also another reason why we call the storybook Home Sweet Home. We believe that the stories, the poems, and fables of the book is relatable to a lot of children in any race, ethnicities, and backgrounds.
Hi Miss Moon, my name is Amirah Ailis. So I'm going to talk about the font style. Okay, so no matter how amazing your book is or how interactive your story is, the font plays a main role for your book. So we decided to choose family fonts. Family fonts mean we use variety of fonts and with different colors, different size, and different type of font to be used in our books. That's all.
Okay, and my name is Nurul Hidayah. I'm going to talk about why our big book will be a hit to Malaysian children. Okay, so the first reason is on how visually attractive it is, and also it is very interactive. We also use simple vocabularies with simple stories so that the children who started reading English, they can understand the stories. And then we also find that our stories can be established to all of children. So I think it is okay for the Malaysian students to understand the story as well. So that's all. Thank you.
I'm gonna continue. So my name is Fawwaz. So I'm gonna moving on to the difficulties that we face during the process of making this big book. So first and foremost is of course the financial problem. So to begin with, we spent a total of 250 ringgit for our big book project, and we kind of we had it under control because we have a total of seven members in our group, and so we divided it equally. So each person only uses around 30 ringgit for the big book, so it's not that big of a problem financially. So next one is execution wise. So for execution, we have quite hard. We experience some difficulties in executing our big book because for first timers in doing artwork, we're not that experienced in doing interactive books for children. So this is a very, you can say this is a beginner's work, and we literally have zero experience in doing interactive workbooks. So this is a first time for all of us, and it's very hard at first, but as it moves on, as we approach the middle parts of the process, it becomes clearer and easier on what to do and what to use and what materials do we have to use for this part and this part. So that is some of the difficulties that we face, which is financially and execution wise. So that is all.
Hi Miss Moon, my name is Naazira, and I will be talking on two other difficulties, which are venue and time. First of all, it's quite hard for us to organize everything because we all have varying commitments and we are also staying outside. So we faced a lot of challenges in terms of transportation and how to get everyone together to get the work done. That's all from me.
Hi Miss Moon, my name is Syahirah Eugene. So I'll be talking about what we thought was going to be easy. Initially, we thought everything was going to be easy, from the fonts to the interactiveness. So we became excited. When it was, we started brainstorming for ideas, since we were all excited about it, we kept throwing different ideas how the book can be interactive. And in the end, everything was hard. So each pages of this book contains blood, sweat, and tears. You can see one stain here, but in the end, it was all worth it. Thank you.
Okay, hello Miss Moon. That is our introduction. So now we will move on to our first element of the storybook, which is the short story. Okay, as you can see here, the first thing that you will see is the table of content. It's not really that big of a table, but whatever. After the table of content, we have the introduction. Alright, I don't want to read it. Okay, and then one of the ideas that we came up with is before every single chapter or element, we wanted to put a house-like element in it. So for instance, for short story, we put it a door. And then see short story In Your Peace by Cass Gray and Nick Sharot. So now let's start the story. It was dinner time again, and Daisy just knew what her mom was going to say before she even said it. Eat your peas, said mom.
But I don't like this.
Yeah, Daisy. But if you eat your peas, I'll buy you sweets, new socks, you can sleep past your bedtime, I'll give you 2 birds, a giant cupcake, a fairy to grant you all of your wishes, and a new fluffy rug. Whoa, said Daisy.
You really want me to eat my peas?
Yes, exclaimed Mom.
Then I want you to eat your long beans.
But I don't like long beans, replied Mom.
Exactly, and I don't like this.
But we both
Love cake.
The end.
So,
Okay. So now I will talk you through. I will talk to you about why we've chosen the story. One of the main reasons why we've chosen the story is because the story is actually very, very relatable to a lot of children. I think we've all experienced not wanting to eat a vegetable, right? And besides that, I think the vocabulary of the story is actually very, very simple and very, very short. So because the short story is the starting point of the storybook itself, we wanted something easy to kind of warm in the children into the book.
okay, so for the moral value of the story, despite of all differences that we still have something that we can agree on. And second, this story teaches us how to tolerate with others' behavior and interests. That's all from us. Thank you.
So moving on, we're going to talk about fables.
Open
Sesame, yeah! Okay. So now we're going to read the story for you. Okay, this is actually an interactive story where you can move the monkeys.
The title of the story is Cocoa.
Cocoa!
Once upon a time, there were 2 cocoa monkeys.
Ooh, ooh, ah,
They lived in Cocoa Village,
ah. Cocoa Village!
a place they call home.
Ooh.
Sadly, all the monkeys in Cocoa Village were starving because they ran out of cocoa. Oh no, cocoa pies. Cocoa pies, they ran out of cocoa pies.
Aww.
The 2 cocoa monkeys decided to embark on a journey to find
Why?
cocoa pies because that is their supply. Unfortunately, they could not find any.
Question mark, question mark.
They did not want to give up, so they continued their journey. Ching, 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 ching. Luckily, on their way, they saw a coconut tree. Moving on. However, it was guarded by the tiger de coco. Ruff, ruff.
A
crazy tiger. One cocoa monkey wanted to fight Tiger the Coco,
Let's find him.
but the other cocoa monkey suggested them to be patient
No, we must be patient.
and wait for Tiger the Coco to sleep. So when Tiger the Coco fell asleep, the cocoa monkeys harvested the coconuts.
Let's harvest the coconuts.
The cocoa monkeys brought the coconuts back to their home. They planted half of the coconuts and ate half of them.
Nom 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 nom.
The cocoa monkeys lived happily ever after because they have
Coconuts to eat.
Yay! The end.
Okay, so the reason why we choose this story is because
Okay, first and foremost, we did not actually take it from any source. So basically, this is a passage that we found on the internet without any author and without any legit source. So we tweaked the story. The initial story was about monkeys and coconuts only, but the storyline was very vague and it is
didn't
not.
have any value.
Yeah, it didn't have any value. So we decided to tweak the story and we inserted cocoa pies to make it. And we inserted cocoa pies, cocoa and coconuts. The reason why we chose these three words is because we want to insert the element of rhyme. So as you know, children are easily attracted with rhymes in stories. So we figure this will be a very useful and attractive trait in the story. So that is the reason why we chose this story and the approach that we chose to convey the story.
Another reason why we chose this story is because another reason why we altered the story is to match the concept of the book, because it actually focuses on how the monkeys help their home by collecting coconuts. And this story also teaches the values of the importance of home, family, and working together when they're working together to get the coconuts, and working smart when they decided to not fight Tiger the Coco.
So the moral of the story here is we highlight on patience.
And the importance of family. And plus, we made it like this to make it more interactive and colorful so that the kids would enjoy it more.
So that is all from our story. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi. So, our poem section, we decided to make it a window as well, but this time it's a curtain window. You can see the title for all of the poems. The first poem is called The House Cat. The next poem is called Clever Fairy Lucy, and the third poem is called Lazy Fairy Daisy. Okay? So I'm going to talk about my poem, which is the first poem, which is The House Cat.
Wow.
So let's read it with me. There was a cat left in a house, whose occupants long gone. He comes and goes with spotted nose to wander alone. He plays with hearty glee, up cobweb chairs, down rusty stairs. No whiny tiger glooms. He darts about in dark, in dust and doom. So, my poem is about a cat, an abandoned cat. So, yes, like he. Okay, the reason why I chose this poem is because I think that pets are also a part of family members. So I want the children to know that they shouldn't mistreat animals, let alone their pets, and also I wanted to show how you shouldn't leave your family or your pets, of course your family, because you will suffer alone. Okay, so and then my poem is an interactive poem as well. This cat can move. You can put it here, and then it will move.
Wow.
I'm
That's
so sad.
very cool.
Yeah, so-
I love it.
and then you can put it back.
Wow.
So you can see the cat is very sad and miss to its own. So that is all from me. Thank you.
Yay!
Hi, Miss Moon. Whoops. Alright, so the next poem is Clever Fairy Lucy, and it's very colorful and everything. First, let's read the poem together with me. Lucy was the cleverest of the fairies in the land, so people always come to her. She loves to lend a hand. Now, Lucy had her problems too, but nobody would take the time. They did not seem to care. Lucy, though a patient girl, finally slammed her door. She screamed in her loudest voice, "I will not listen anymore." Then Daisy saw what was wrong. "Oh, now I understand. When Lucy has a problem, who lends a helping hand?" Then Lily gave her bluebells and polished Lucy's wings, while lazy Daisy cleaned her house and fixed some broken things. And right over here, I have the moral value pointed out. Remember, say thank you and appreciate others. And in my poem, I've included a lot of textures and 3D elements so that the children can touch it and play with it. And there is actually paper dresses in here so they can play dress up with the fairy over here.
Wow.
And on the back, we have several sheets of Play-Doh so that they can take it out and knead it and play it with their parents or with their teachers. So that's all from me.
Wow.
Okay, so Assalamualaikum Miss Moon. So today I am going to present the last poem of our precious books. The title of the poem is Lazy Fairy Daisy. So this poem was taken from a book, a children's book, titled Fairy Tales, which is published by the Fadzlullah. So let's read it together. Daisy was a fairy who was lazy as she can be. Whenever someone asked for help, she would yawn and say, "Why me?" So while others rushed about preparing for the dance, Daisy lounged around and yawned. "What's the matter, my friends?" The night before the dance, poor Daisy saw her fate. "I haven't got a costume, and now it's too late." "Don't worry," whispered Lucy, who had a bright idea. "You will have a dress to wear. Now wipe away that tear." Soon Daisy's friends came. They stitched all night until they made a costume that fit her just right. "Oh, thank you," said Daisy, smiling now with pleasure. "I won't be lazy anymore, a lesson I'll forever treasure." So that was a very wonderful poem which emphasized on why we shouldn't be lazy. And the reason for this poem to be selected in the collection of Home Sweet Home is because friends can also be a part of your family. And this poem was structured in a way with a reason. For example, this side has black borders around it. It reflects on the dark side of the story, which Daisy was lazy, and that led her to not having a costume. But later on, the border becomes white. It reflects on how her friends, which I believe will be more precious than a friend because they're willing to help Daisy to create a costume. Therefore, there are lots and lots of moral values in the stories, which are first, you cannot be lazy, and you have to help your friends whenever they are in need. So I think that's all, and among the special features also, this fairy fly. Wow!
Wow!
And it can spin. So I think this is all for our collection of Home Sweet Home. Taking all this into account, I would say that this collection of short stories, fables and poems will be very, very beneficial to children in Malaysia because it contains lots of moral values. It is very interactive. It's not bland. Children can touch, can have senses. They can see, they can hear, they can touch, which allows children to use all their senses for this book. Therefore,
We believe
believe
that this book is very suitable for the children and they will enjoy it very much like us when we do it.
Yay! So that's all from us, Miss Moon. Assalamualaikum and thank you.
By the way, Miss Moon, we'd like to add that every single texture and things in this is handmade.
We
Yeah.
did not buy.
Yes.
A lot of things are handmade.
A lot of love is given to this book.
Sweat and tears.
And
Okay
blood.
guys, Home Sweet Home in 3. 1, 2, 3.
Home Sweet Home!
Yay!
Aku tahu, aku pasal pusing. Okay, hello Miss Moon. This part is dedicated for the details of the book because I felt that the distance of the earlier part is not like giving justice to all of the details and the small parts that we have worked very, very hard on this book. So as you can see in the title, everything is actually 3D. We've actually cut out the letters here and we've actually stick it onto foam. We've also made this suite by hand. We painted it by hand. We glued it on by hand. Aru actually made this door. It is also made by foam. Aru and Fawwaz made this window here. It is also made by foam. And like there's little plants here as you can see. So everything is very 3D. It's very like you can touch it. There's a lot of textures. Okay.
So moving on to the insides of the book, we actually implanted this Velcro here to make sure that everything is in content and it won't burst out. So here you can see this is actually all. This one is 2D because we did it.
We did it as last minute.
Yes, because we didn't know that it was needed.
Yeah, but we still did it by hand.
Everything was handmade from the crystals,
Yeah.
each crystals and stuff like that. Okay, so here is the door. It's
So here's
also
the door.
very textured. You can open it.
And we also made this door from scratch. We wallpapered the mounting board. We put the like wood paper on the door. We cut all of these things all by ourselves.
The stories. Everything's 3D and handmade.
Yeah, and the hair I actually made it from yarn, from black yarn, and I've hot glued it. And the characters, the mom, Daisy, was hand drawn and was cut by hand as well. The peas are also 3D. This is an actual spoon. This is an actual tissue. The Daisy on Daisy's chest is also 3D. The peas up here are made of the fluffy thing. See, all is very 3D. The long beans are also 3D.
Even the plates.
Yeah, even the plates are real, the tissues, everything. Okay, and in this part, as you can see, we also put very 3D elements in the book as well. Like this is made of foam, this is actual socks, this is sweets that I have to eat at one time. And we started with paper, this is the piece styrofoam, and it's the same thing with the mom, foam birds. And we made, Ailis actually made this rug all by herself.
It took one day to make.
It took one day to make this small rug, okay? And then there's this foam fairy, and then this felt cupcake. Yeah, and this is the same thing as earlier, foam and paper, real tissues. Yeah, and this cake took us about 2 days to do, to draw it and to color it, to cut it out. The candles are real. Everything is very 3D. Okay, I think that's it.
And the interactiveness for this door, no, this is actually a window. It's a traditional Malay window that we use. It can also be open, and it was made from scratch too. This took like about three hours to make. Okay. The next page. The hardest part for this section, for the fable section, would be the sticks. Each sticks were attached one by one. It took about an hour or so to make it perfectly justified. Okay, open this one. It's like a poster. These are also 3D. The paths, cocoa pie that we had to eat and have diabetes for it.
Even the roof are made of our hair. No. I'm just kidding. Okay.
Okay, so you can move this.
Yes.
You can move this using magnets.
Yeah, it's
It's okay, it's magnets.
It's magnets. You can put it back.
Yes.
Even the hair is moving around. Even the eyes are moving around.
Yeah. This also applies to windows where you can touch and
This is
see.
made of hijab.
And you can actually
Untangle the curtains.
and you can
Close
close
it.
it.
The moving cat. Everything is also 3D and you can touch it.
This actually it has a path around here. If you can see, we cut it, and it took around 2 to 3 days.
Just to do it,
Just
to
to
make
do-
it perfectly.
Yes.
And for this one, wait, there's a page, okay. Naz wants to explain it herself.
Alright, for this part, we used a couple of 3D materials here. It's all made by hand using paper and everything. There are clothes in there, and it's shaped like a clothes wardrobe so that children will have more fun.
The clothes, you take out the clothes.
Yeah,
The clothes are for dress ups, and
Yeah,
after
you can put it,
you put it, you can
store it back,
store it back.
so that it won't become messy. And here there are a lot of colors and textures and stickers. And here I've included some Play-Dohs actually. It's quite hard to take it out, so the parents can take it out for the children, but they can use it to play together. Now, and alright, for Lazy Fairy Daisy,
I didn't want it to clog it up, so I just focused on the writing itself, because for me it's just not a simple poem. It's a poem with a story, so
Yes.
it's better to be absorbed with the story. So I made it simple and easy.
However, it's still cute because
yes.
of the letters. We
hand cut it.
yeah, we
Yes.
had cut it, and we just did this in
This is made on purpose.
yeah,
It's not
this is
was
made
not
on
a mistake.
purpose. Yeah,
Yeah, because Daisy.
because we
is
wanted
a
to make it
lazy-
cute.
Yeah.
And also the fairy is actually, this uses the same mechanism as the cat, so it can move around just like this, and you can spin around. I don't know, it's a crazy fairy, I guess. Okay, and next part.
So I think that is all
That's
my
all.
poem.
Okay, this is also the same. And then the back page, back cover, also follows the house theme, but it's the backyard, the back part of the house. There's trees and flowers,
Three windows.
windows. Okay.
And this is also the roof.
yeah, the roof. Yeah, we spent around 3 hours to do these straws, these roofs, on one side only. So 3 hours here, 3 hours there.
So about 6 hours.
Yeah, 6 hours
Just for the roof.
For the roofs. And also we punched this and using the
Hole puncher.
this
Hole puncher.
iron rings.
Ah.
And this Velcro. we actually did it by cutting another part here so that the Velcro can get through it. And this is how we we sealed it. Okay, and then we can close it back. So I guess that is all, right, Aiman?
Yeah, that is all from us. I
Yeah.
hope you really enjoyed the book and you enjoyed the stories, and thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Bye.